This is going well tonight, Richard Pope.
Can I just like I just want to go back to bed and wake up and start this day over.
Yeah,
This has been an epic fail of a day all day long.
and we're continuing the tradition. I don't even know if anybody know we're on or not.
I don't know.
We got somebody here. Thank you.
If you're out there, let us know who you are and where you're watching from.
Yeah, because
I'm
now
sharing it to the group right now.
Yes,
so.
good. Let's share it to the group because, man, I tell you what, you gotta love internet service.
Oh, it's Jason.
No restarts. No, not tonight. What you see is what you get, and
I want to restart the whole day.
Oh, the whole day. Yes, I know.
The whole day.
The whole day. So, do we have? Are we posted out there yet to all our friends out there, or enemies or whoever? Okay.
We should be. Oh, it looks like I'm breaking up again.
Oh no! Just don't move your head so fast. It'll be fine. Yeah. Okay. There you go. There you go. It's all fine now. Okay, man. Oh, this is already a rough start. We got two people. I feel like the count. Two people. Hey, three people. Okay. Please don't go.
So
hey, five. Okay, number one.
Go.
Good deal. Just so you know, guys. Yes. Yes. We're having
network issues.
So, before the show, Mr. Ricky MacGyver Pope was putting a bunch of stuff together. He has his phone ad hoc to the laptop and to his desktop. I mean, if you go over there, it looks like a Frankenstein. Todd Vissy said, send help, the mosquitoes have me. Well, Todd, keep them there.
You can keep all of them there.
By the way, I sent Todd the new, the
new Spiderman trailer.
New Spiderman trailer.
Yeah, Todd, did you get to watch the new Spider-Man trailer yet?
The one that I just sent you.
Sent you?
Yes. Yes, which was awesome, by the way. If you like Rick Ashley. Yes, it's awesome.
Yes.
So bear with us
Somebody
tonight,
sent
folks.
that to me, so I passed it on to Mike, and Mike
I passed it on to Todd. So anyway, tonight we've been having some technical
issues.
So tonight, if one person's too loud, somebody's too low, please help us in the comments. But again, just bear with us. But we do have a great show tonight. We're going to have a lot. We're going to talk about a little bit of Spidey, a little bit of Indy. And we're going to have a little bit of, some wrap-ups coming up and some bye-bye to a browser and some other stuff. So let's go ahead and get started.
Have we run?
No, we hadn't even done the intro yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we should do the intro.
Let's just do the intro so people know. Or we...
It's a Speaking Nerdy podcast with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
And my good friend, who is MacGyver every day to me, Mr. Ricky Pope.
I forgot I have to mute on the other computer.
On the other computer to be
Not on the computer that's in front of me.
Yeah, because I can see what he's doing down the screen. You can't, and I can see that he was doing this amazing gymnast maneuver to hit one computer and navigate the other. So
what's funny is now my main computer, my desktop, is saying that the internet connection is perfectly fine.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
So theoretically, I could switch back, but maybe.
Well, Ricky, it sounds like you've had a great day. It sounds like a lot of things have been going your way today.
Oh, everything's been going my way.
Yeah, it's almost like a song. So, yes.
My
again,
way or the highway.
No, I tell you what.
It's the some speaking. Yes, it was the some speaking nerdy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What did Kathy say? Hey, Kathy, talk nerdy to me.
Oh, that's what we do here.
That's what we try. We try.
So, folks, there's a lot of stuff that's happening. We're going to cover a bunch of things, probably get some of our household chores out of the way. But anything you want to start out with? Oh, thank you for the love out there. Thank you. Anything we should talk about before we get started? Do we want to get right to the stupid news and go roll from there?
So this is a thing.
Go ahead.
I'm dealing and struggling with right now.
Yes, let yourself go. This is. I don't have my pipe. Go ahead.
This is nerdy advice that I am needing. So, my daughter is about to head off to college in the fall, and I have told her we will get her some kind of computer before she goes.
Yeah.
We've always been Mac people, I do have a PC desktop. She's used both. She's used to both. She really wants a Microsoft Surface Pro 7, which is
Here comes the comments.
Yeah. So, which is like the nicest one of the devices. If you're going to get a Surface Pro, it's the one to get.
Yeah, I mean, it's come a long way. So yeah, you definitely want to get something that's
because it's a full on laptop, but it's in a tablet format.
Yeah.
And she really likes tablets anyway. It kind of fits her lifestyle. She's young and hip, not old and crotchety like us and Indiana Jones. But
and the pooper of doom.
Yeah. Yes. So I am conflicted on what if we should go that route. And if we go that route, how much do I put into it? Because, there's like the cheapest version is like a little bit cheaper than an iPad, but it's probably not worth anything. It's probably not even as good as an iPad. Yeah, but you can get like you can stack it up to like a terabyte drive and 16 gigs of RAM and an i7. I mean, that's what my MacBook Pro has.
Yeah.
But at that time, but at that point, it costs as much as a MacBook Pro too. So I'm a little conflicted. If you've ever used a Surface Pro 7, let me know whether you hate it or love it.
Yeah, unfortunately, my experience is, Jason Hamilton says, put your heart and soul into it, make deals with the devils, helps too. Okay, well, that's good to know. Yeah, my experience have always been the lower end, and and you want to stay away from the ones that has Windows S, but now you have Windows Professional on the newer Mac Pros.
I think it's Windows Home.
Is it Windows Home? Okay.
I think it's Windows Home, which isn't horrible. It's Windows 10 Home.
No. I mean,
it's a full version of Windows.
I mean, if you're going to college, you're not going to need professional. So, I mean,
she's not a video editor. She's not an audio editor. No. She's not doing the kind of stuff I've done. She wants to become a baker and own a bakery and do spreadsheets and business stuff. So, it's a whole different world. She doesn't have a
risque night, website like I do at night, and she doesn't have one, so nothing wrong with that. But anyhow, so anyway, I just write a list personally in those situations. I write a list of everything that she wants, everything that she does, and then look at the specs and just, do a pros and cons on it and just go from there.
I think the heaviest lifting she does is she likes to play Minecraft.
I mean, I don't think that should, I don't.
I've heard you can play that on a potato, though.
Yes. Which we probably get a better connection on a potato right now. But, that's okay. That's okay. Why are we saying live in 10? Oh, never mind. I was confused. All of a sudden the clock
skipped. Been live for 10 minutes.
Yes, that's probably sorry. I'm with a gunshot right now. We've been talking this whole time. Nobody's. Jason Hamilton said, all joking aside, if you're going to get a Surface, you do want to put as much in as you can because it will last longer. Very true. Very true.
It is definitely one of those things you can't upgrade it. It is
No.
what it is. Whatever you buy is what you've bought.
Yeah, and you know, most, exactly.
I
Most
do
laptops
know
are
what
like
I'm
that
getting
anyway.
into.
Yeah.
I do know what I'm getting into.
Yeah.
I'm just, I guess my biggest concern is this like, do they burn out fast because they don't have fans? Is this you know, it is super low speed. It's like even the i7 is only like 1.3 gigahertz, which is super low.
Yeah, most of the surfaces that I've handled, I haven't felt a whole lot of overheating on it. But again, I mainly the stuff that I played around with has been mid range, so I don't know on the higher performance because they do have what they call creator tablets.
Yeah,
and I'm sure there's kind of a higher end there. You probably kind of get up on, I don't know, 15 or something like that. So,
yeah, I'll have to check into. I have to read up on it a little bit more. This is interesting though. There is rumor that the iPad Pro is going to have the same M processor that the brand new MacBook Pros have.
Yeah, I've read that somewhere. Yeah.
And if they do that, Apple will be quickly on their way to being able to do a unified operating system across their platforms.
Yeah.
Which I know is something they've wanted to do for years.
Well, and maybe they'll be able to control the silicon situation right now, you know, with the shortage that we have right now.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Jason says he had a Surface that lasted for 3 years before I personally felt like I needed something more. See, I mean, if it lasts her through college, that's the big thing.
That's the big thing.
I would like it to last through college.
Yeah.
Or at least last until she can afford to buy something herself.
Exactly.
Which in her last year of college, hopefully she's got a job and she can pay for things.
That's right. That's the goal of all of us parents.
Yeah.
Well,
where do you want to begin?
Let's just do some stupid news. Let's get that going, and
all right.
Let's go ahead and kick that off.
It's the Weird and Stupid News with your host, Mr. Mike Schilling.
Man,
was that better?
That was much better. It had a nice. It was, wasn't as loud. It wasn't as, no. You did really fine. Don't worry about it.
Good.
We're all good. You look good. You sound good.
America's proud of you. We're all good here.
Yes, we're all good here. Yeah, stupid news. I've, a lot of times like on Ocean 11 and some of these heist movies, they have these international gangs that try to, they'll jewels. I mean, a couple of things, jewels, maybe drugs, maybe arms, paintings. It's amazing some of the things that they get away with. But right now, the French police, they're having a difficult time with another gang, an international gang that's been basically just terrorizing France and the globe. Apparently, the French police say that they were building a case against an international gang of toy thieves specializing in stealing, that's right, Legos.
Lego thieves.
Lego thieves, yes. Sure thing, my friend. Yeah. I thought the same.
Why are they stealing Lego?
Right now they have warned specialist shops, even parents, to be aware of the global trade in the bricks. The alert comes after officers arrested 3 people, a woman, 2 men, in the process of stealing boxes of Legos from a toy shop somewhere in Paris, outside of Paris, last June. Under questioning, the suspects all from Poland. Oh my goodness! Now, if I'm not mistaken, I forget where Lego's originally from. It's not Poland.
No, Legos are from
their corporate office.
Denmark?
It's not Sweden. It's not and if you know, make a comment. But anyway, rest of the story. Reportedly, Denmark. That's right. Reportedly admitted that they were part of a team of specializing in stealing Legos sought after collectors. Lego community isn't just made up of children, one investigator told a La Parisian newspaper. There are numerous adults who play with it. Legos, that is. There are swaps and sales on the internet, and we've also had people complaining their homes have been broken into and Lego stolen. Can you imagine that? Forget about the jewelries, forget about the wallet, forget about, the 4K, 8K television. Grab my Legos. The arrested gang were first. Go ahead.
You do have pretty nice Lego sets at your Northern Command.
Yeah, Northern Command in Alaska. Can we not advertise that, please? That's my bad French impersonation. The arrested gang were first reported in France in November of 2019. That's been going on since then. And again in February in 2020, they came to France to set up in a hotel in Paris region. And then they said about raiding toy stores before returning to Poland, and they sell off their hauls, officers said. This is, and of course, this has been going on since, 2019. Can you imagine that? I'm curious. Oh, here we go. A phenomenon has exploded over the last 8 years because people have realized that they can make money reselling Legos on the internet. Lego sets that cost 150 euros when it was released in shops in 2007 are selling about a box for 2,500 euros last year.
Wow.
They said in 2005, San Diego police arrested a group of women found to have 200,000 euros worth of Legos. And that's nuts.
That is crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That is
and
crazy.
If that's not crazy enough, man, that crazy guy, North Korean dictator, dictator Kim Jong-un, man, he's continually always trying to restrict and keep his country from being anywhere close to America, those wretched Americans. And so, he's had some more restraints, and, the dictator, of course, we all know, cracks down on fashion and trends and hope that the citizens would steer clear from mimicking exotic and decadent Western lifestyles. He also banned ripped jeans. You can't wear that. You can't wear slogan T-shirts. You can't have nose rings, which I'm okay with. And he feels that they are all representation of capitalist society. But one more thing that he added to the list. That's right, the mullet. The mullet, you can no longer wear a mullet in North Korea. That's right. Just like Joe Dirt would say, dang. That's right. That's right.
That's funny.
Apparently, North Korea has been able to control what the citizens look like for years through a set of rules. And there's 15 socialist-approved haircuts that everyone must pick from when they go to the salon or a barber.
Socialist-approved haircuts.
Exactly.
Exactly. Everybody should have a socialist approved haircut.
Oh, why not? It makes it easier that way. Buddy, I don't think. Oh, go ahead and reach Kathy's comment.
Kathy said maybe they should keep the Legos in prison cells. The prisoners in prison cells barefoot with Lego bricks on the floor. Nice.
That would be appropriate. And
Jason thinks. Not gonna lie, I like the no wearing ripped jeans. And Kathy says, why would anyone want a mullet? Kathy is obviously not from Oklahoma.
Ding 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 ding.
That's what when we have the state fair of Oklahoma come to Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah.
You know what I always announce?
What's that?
It's a mullet hunting season.
It is mullet hunting season. That's right.
You can take photos of the most grand mullets at the Oklahoma State Fair.
Yes, right. Yes, and we're proud of that.
Todd says a bunch of Florida man tourists in China have been arrested due to hairstyle. Now, you might notice I actually got a lot of hairs cut off.
I see. You still have a little bit up. You got a little bit up front still that needs to be, but that's okay.
I'm keeping the goatee for right now.
Are you keeping it?
I gotta fix it though, because it's thicker on this side. It's wider on this side than it's on this side.
You gotta like let's see, Todd, let's see here.
Oh, sorry, you can't see my.
Oh, that's okay, because I wanted to do this thing. Yeah, but I mean, a little of it here, a little of the, Fu Manchu look. I mean, I don't know, but we'll carry on the next subject. We'll talk about that. Oh yeah, my wife right now would go, no, I'm gonna make a soundboard with her in a video going,
I'm gonna wear it like this for the rest of the time. Hey, Dan Leckie.
What? I am a part of the Lollipop Guild. The Lollipop Guild. That's what it looks like to me.
Kathy says she's from Dallas.
Then
Kathy,
you know
can't
so well.
tell me. You can't tell me there aren't mullets in Dallas.
Maybe if you go a little bit south, I don't know. Dallas is a lot more sophisticated.
Maybe if you live, if you live right inside of Dallas. By the way, the other thing that is failing me right now, my chair.
That?
My chair is failing me.
I've noticed you keep going down. I keep noticing that the whole Lollipop Guild beard keeps going lower and lower and lower.
Just realized how low I am.
I was wondering to myself. I'm thinking. Is Ricky at the kids' table? And
my chair is jacked up, and every once in a while it does this, where it just slowly sinks and sinks and sinks.
The internet, everything. Oh, dude, this is a great day. Todd VC says, "Braid the beard, Ricky. Do it. Let out your inner Viking." I wouldn't mind that if you wore the horns. Then I would go ahead. I would be okay with that. If you wore the horns and went, brrr, and then I would be okay with the whole thing you got going on here. But besides that, no.
In the World of Warcraft, my World of Warcraft dwarf, he kind of had a beard like this.
Does he?
Except it was really, really long.
But are we playing that right now? Are we playing that right now?
Well, not right this minute.
Okay. I mean, I'm just wondering.
Maybe later. Maybe later.
That's very disturbing. But anyhow. Keep it, because it's probably the most entertaining thing we've got going on right now. Dan Leckie, hey there. Oh, Shrinking Ricky. Yeah, the incredible Shrinking Ricky. That's part of the show. You've turned into Mini-Me is what's going on back there. Wow. Hey, well, we got one more on the stupid news.
I'm going to fix my chair.
What happened? We just lost
my chair.
You going to fix your chair? Dun, dun, dun. I wish I had a little bit of, kind of, dun, 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 kind of like a, I don't know, like, what would it dance? Oh, I just lost him. Oh, Ricky Pope. Folks, this is going to be a great night. Do please hang on. A lot's going on today. And of course, we just lost the man, the legend, Mr. Ricky Pope. I told him not to do the beard. That's the problem. He did the beard, and somehow it caused static, and the next thing you know, he's gone down. So we'll see if he shows up again, and I guess we can continue stupid news unless he shows up again. That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. So, but apparently, let's see. Let's go into. That didn't catch me off guard at all, but. Usually on stupid news, we usually don't get into religion and stuff, which, to each their own. But I found this very interesting. This is a situation that I thought, it needs to be talked about. So anyway, apparently a pastor in South Africa reportedly, get this, farts on people's faces as a healing process to cure all spiritual and physical problems. That's right, you heard correctly. Pastor Christ Penelope of the Sevenfold Holy Spirit Ministries in Sandala Village in Limpopo, that's appropriate, Limpopo, South Africa, has created a buzz online for unorthodox methods of healing people after a photo of him sitting on the heads of people apparently farting on themselves went viral. Hey, is that Mr. Ricky Pope? Are you there? You there? I don't hear you, but thanks for the show. I can't hear you, Ricky, but thank you for participating. And that's a nice photograph. People can do a screenshot of that right there. Put that on your Christmas cards, because that's a beautiful shot. Yes, and you can put them upside down. I can hear you. I just can't, when you turned around.
Really see me.
I can see you, but it's almost like you're kind of going max headroom on us right now. So,
So if I did this, so if I
what's
did
that?
this, if I did this, you could hear me just fine.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
But now nobody can see me,
Well, nobody can see you. I mean, for
which
the
would be okay.
well, no, I'm just saying, it's, there you go. Yeah, just leave it there. People can see your whatever you got going on underneath your chin. You could do that.
So here's what happened.
I see now you're doing this whole blah, 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 blah. I got that going on now. That's not good, Ricky. So what happened, Ricky? You turned around. You must have pulled something, and all of a sudden the signal went away. I blame the beer. It caused the static. So
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you okay. I mean, I can hear you okay, not great.
So my laptop died.
Your laptop died. That
Because it didn't have power.
Isn't that something?
It wasn't plugged into power.
Why is not plugged into your power?
Because I
forgot.
Because it's an epic failure.
Yeah.
Would anybody else like to join the show tonight?
I mean, we might as well. Anybody would like to jump on, we can send you an invite. You can jump on the show. If Todd's on there, whatever. Todd VC said you're on a Surface Pro. That's awesome.
I just sent everybody an invite.
If you want to come on the show, if you got like a video cam or whatever, just go ahead and join. I can let you in. Why not?
Yeah.
Try to keep it clean, but at this point, who cares? Let's just try to keep it clean. So
I'm so sorry, Mike.
No, it's okay. I mean, we're having some fun here. At least that's what I'm saying. We're having some fun on.
Hey, now I have an audio avatar. So
well, that's nice. I mean, I wish you had something on there like your goatee on there. And let's see here. So you sent out some invites. Let's see, where can I see those invites at? Where they pop up?
I just posted it to the.
Okay, well, good. Yeah, if anybody wants to join, go ahead and join. It's
just click that link, open up StreamYard.
StreamYard, yes.
And then once you get in, we can let you on.
Yeah, once you get in, we'll accept you. Come on in. We'll have
this. It's just we've gone so far south.
Yeah, I mean, what else, right? We've been wanting to do this for a while anyway. So audience participation has just took a new level of participation. So. Anyway, if you can see if somebody's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of recap stupid news for you, Ricky, because I think this is right up your alley. If you can you hear me all right, mister? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Well, I'm going to do this again, and hopefully folks out there would like to hear it again, but I would like to have your impression on this, Ricky. Apparently, Pastor Christ Penelope, apparently, a South African pastor reportedly, let's say he farts on people's faces as a healing process to cure all spiritual and physical problems.
I actually know about this.
You know about this?
I have read about this main thing.
Yes. It's pretty disturbing. It says, apparently Pastor Christ Penelope of Sevenfold Holy Spirit Ministries in Stavalia Village in Limpopo, which is a very appropriate. South Africa has created a buzz online for its unorthodox method of healing people after a photo of him sitting on heads of people apparently farting went viral. Of course, too, if you're listening, if you folks are actually still listening at home or on our audio version, but you won't be able to see this. But we have Jason Hamilton on the air with us. Let's see, and let's see here, right here, Ricky. This right here. Now, this is not exactly the gospel I signed up for, but apparently, and I guess those pants is his farting pants because he's wearing it a couple of times. So I find that real interesting. So anyway. But anyway, I think I'm going to end stupid news on that because, I mean, it's hard to do stupid news when we got stupid stuff going on at the same time. There's not a contrast of what's happening on the show with stupid news and the things that are going on right now. So can you still do the stupid news bye thing, Mr. Mickey Pope?
I can try, and then we. Jason's.
It's okay. You're kind of breaking up on me. Let's not worry about it. Let's just go. That was stupid news with Mike Schilling, and let's continue. It's all good.
Can you even hear me?
You're breaking up on me a little bit. You're breaking up. I cannot hear. Cannot hear you. I'm telling Jason that. By the way, cannot hear you. So anyway, and Dan, I can hear you now.
Yay! There it is.
And Mr. Dan, our fine friend overseas, Dan, like you could jump in. If we see you pop on, we'll throw you on here. So,
it's a fun fan night.
It's a fun fan night. It turned into, well, I mean, I hope it's fun, but anyhow, let's see. Oh, that's funny. That's right. Kathy says some bicarb could clear that up. Yes. On our stupid news. Oh, okay, Dan. Well, hey, next time we'll do a little jump on next time. So you're welcome to. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. We have the one and only, the Florida man.
What's up, fellas?
Oh,
nice.
But we're just, wow.
I'm pulling a Tony Stark. I'm phoning it in.
Are you phoning it in? Well, you're doing a lot better than, let's see here, Mr. Ricky Pope on there. Here we go. Hey, where you at, Ricky? There you are, Ricky. I see your microphone. That's awesome. Oh, and I need to, okay. That's good. I think you went to the bathroom. So that should be good. Oh, man.
That's appropriate for the kind of show that's going on tonight.
That's right. Well, just like Kathy says, maybe a little bicarb could clear that up. So, man, so what me and Ricky was going to talk about tonight is, and we're going to still continue to talk about it. There's some new news going on with the old Spider-Verse thing. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with it or not. Hey, oh my goodness, this has become, look at this.
Damn.
Mike. This is.
Hey.
If I could cry, if I had tear ducts, I would cry right now. That is awesome. And I love it how Ricky keeps going in and out. That's entertaining to me. Oh my goodness. Dan, welcome to the show. You talked about wanting to be on the show. Well, you're here, sir.
Hi, yeah, good to see you.
Good to see you. And of course, he's on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, which is one of my favorite bridges. Very appropriate.
Dan, can you swing by and pick me up?
I can beam you up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So what we were going to talk about tonight was a little bit of the Spider-Verse. I only had a chance to read. It came out June 1st on Variety, and IGN also they decided to jump on that as well. Let me see here. Let me again with my notes because everything was going so well tonight. So anyway, yes. So the interesting thing about it is the president of Sony Entertainment, and basically, Sanford Pittock was actually teasing with an interview with Variety, talking about that the upcoming Nowhere Home Spider-Man may end up spinning off some Sony properties with the actual Disney MCU universe together. I have a feeling that Sony may look at their own properties and see how we can get Tom Holland involved with, Venom. There's some other folks, Morbius. That's another one that's coming up, as well as. Let me read something here real quick. His comment was, Spider-Man No Way Home is expected to introduce some multiverse elements and may even coverage the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and the Tom Holland universe together in such a way that it potentially allows Holland to make an appearance in both the MCU and the SPUC universe in the future. Now, this was not from him directly, but this is a big possibility. And of course, don't forget Doctor Strange angle. What do you guys think about this? Do you think this is a possibility? Because it sounds like Sony is looking at maybe their own direction for their Marvel universe.
I definitely love the concept of it. I do know, what was it, back in May 5th or so?
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield was quoted saying he's not coming back for No Way Home, though.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that too. Well, they were saying, and Tony McGuire was almost saying the same thing. But the thing is, Kevin Feige and this, I mean, he's a master of, yeah, there goes Ricky again. He's a master of kind of the whole shell game, you know. He'll, I mean, he's kind of the puppet master behind all of this. Todd, do you have any thoughts on this?
Well, not really.
Let's take it to Dan. No, wow, you sure got a lot of say on those comments. I'm telling you that right now.
I think
Busting
Sony,
my chops on the comments, and then here we go.
Well, it's different with a keyboard. What can I say?
That's true. That's true.
I think that
Hey, here comes the Lollipop Guild right there. How you doing,
Yeah.
Mr. Pope?
I'm doing better, maybe.
Yeah, I mean we can. You opened the key and the zoo just came into the studio. So there you go.
I am completely. Yeah.
So yeah.
I have such a Frankenstein set up right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Everything is wrong with that.
But Ricky, we were talking about is that the president of Sony Entertainment, especially on their Marvel side, he's been teasing about some crossovers that may get Tom Holland actually over on the other side on the Sony.
I read
Marvel. Have you read about that?
I read a little bit about this, and my big question is, Sony has been playing up their bad guy gallery.
Exactly.
So, where does Tom Holland fit in properly to a bad guy universe? Is he going to be the good guy? Or does he have to fight along with the bad guys
or he's
against some
boy.
batter guy?
Well,
batter guy? Is that a batter guy? Is that a thing?
Well, I can see him actually, Tom Holland, partnering up with Venom. I think that even was in some of the comic books where, Spider-Man and Venom had to come together and fight against some other folks. And also they have Kevin the Hunter. He is actually they're looking at doing that in 2023.
Craven. I read about
Kevin
Craven.
Yeah, that's
Kevin.
my neighbor, by the way, Kevin.
Kevin. I read a little bit about Craven. I'm familiar with Craven, old school. He is definitely a Marvel bad guy. So that's kind of an interesting choice that we're going to make another solo bad guy movie.
What's interesting is they actually have an actor, Taylor Johnson. And if you know Taylor Johnson, he was Pedro Maximoff from the brother of Wanda's brother.
Yes.
From Avenger of Ultron. So isn't that something?
Yes, that is an interesting turn of things.
Yeah.
What exactly are their plans there, and why? Why would they do that?
Yeah, because it's Marvel, but it's going to have to be a multiverse. But are they going to really make a big deal about him being the same person, the character? Well, the actor being the brother of Wanda. I mean, are they going to make a big deal about it? I don't know. Is this just coincidence? Is this?
I don't think they'll make any big deal of it. I think they will completely ignore it. I think their plan. Probably he signed the contract because he realized that Marvel was probably never going to bring him back.
That's true. I agree with that. But there's a lot of potential. I mean, right now, I can really see Sony and the Sony Marvel properties, because it would, to me, it would make sense. Create the multiverse. I mean, and what this last movie that Tom Holland is doing in conjunction with Disney Marvel, this is the last contract they have before they have to renew again with Tom Holland.
Yeah.
So, what now? Sony in this conversation, and Sanford, is it Panitch? Pannitch. Panitch. I'm going to call him Panitch, but Sanford
Go
Panitch.
with that.
He talked about how they have a good relationship with Kevin Feige, and how he enjoys the partnership with them. He also talked about how Sony can take some of that universe and cross it over with them. I mean, we got Doctor Strange coming up, so he's Mr. Multiverse within himself. I haven't heard whether, I don't know. Do we have any indication that Tom Holland is going to be Spidey in that? Because it's or does the contract already? It does. Well, I'm assuming the contract would already be out. I mean, do you know if they're even doing production with Doctor Strange right now?
I don't think it's actually in production yet.
Okay.
I think it's still pre-production.
Just a side note, they finally wrapped up the filming for Thor: Love and Thunder. So they finally wrapped that up. So yeah, I know exactly. So a little bit of Natalie Portman love out there, huh? So
A little Natalie goes a long way.
Yeah, a little bit too much. Yeah, it's right up there with Metachlorian.
How dare you, sir?
What was it? Every time you say the N word and God kills an Ewok?
God
Something
kills
like
anyone
that.
every time.
Yes, exactly. I had to save somewhere to put that up on the
For shame.
but yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be exciting to have Spider-Man cross over, but it's a serious tone. I mean, it's not like Marvel, the bright color type of universe. I mean, Sony it's really dark. I mean, so is Tom Holland the right fit for that? I mean, he's Spider-Man, of course, but it's going to have to be a total different feel, and if they're going to bring Tom Holland in that universe, it's going to be I don't know how much he can be the Peter Parker smart aleck swinging around kind of kid. What do you think, Ricky?
I'm not sure. He's at some point he has to outgrow his young boy looks, but he is that I'm way older than I look kid anyway. You asked about the Doctor Strange thing. They actually did just wrap up production.
Did they?
It looks like yes.
Okay.
So if
have they mentioned any in IBDM?
If he is going to
about the cast?
Not anybody that we didn't already know.
Okay.
Nobody unusual.
I keep encountering situations where IMDb is wrong.
Yeah.
Are they wrong, or is Marvel simply not putting information in? That's what I keep seeing.
Yeah.
Marvel says
a lot of times.
Marvel will list somebody and then not give them any information, or they just will leave people out completely to keep the secrets, because they know people like me, wander through IMDb.
If you look up Captain America, for all you see is potentially Anthony Mackie. Okay, that's all you see on that listing on there. So that, come on, right?
So regarding this news story, I've got like two questions. Isn't it true? I'm thinking maybe true that there was already talk about them doing like a multiverse crossover thing with like the X-Men joining the MCU basically, and like the other thing was when you mentioned about like Tom Holland possibly being in the Doctor Strange movie, would that not like maybe because he's like a star in his own right, like take quite a lot of the budget for that film, the production?
I'm gonna let you, Ricky, answer that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think probably. I doubt Holland will show up even in a cut scene. I very much doubt they're going to bring him in, probably because of the pay. The way they write those contracts is pretty tight. They know what they're doing when they write contracts. But as far as like the whole X-Men thing, or we've got the Fantastic Four out there in the future.
Yeah.
I think those are going to. I think they will bring those in as standalones. We might see a character or two. I'm still hopeful we're going to see Storm show up in a Black Panther movie.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And because I think that would be a good fit. Bringing Namor into the Black Panther universe could be doable. Especially since we can't make him an anti-hero because we don't have a good Avengers to put him up against right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, if you can mix him up with Black Panther, that might be a good fit. And then you've got mutants, and then you've got this excuse. Yeah. But I hope they don't do a multiverse where it's like, oh yeah, X-Men exist. They just don't exist in this part of the MCU. They exist in that part of the MCU.
Yeah.
I think that'll be lame.
It's kind of like Deadpool going to the mansion and he can't find one X-Men around the entire mansion except for maybe 3, and the other ones there. You got Brad Pitt playing playing one of the characters in the other room, and they close the door. Well, it looks like Sony, they're really concentrating on like the anti-hero bit. It's kind of like the Punisher.
Yeah, because we've got Morbius coming up,
and
he's kind of a hero, anti-hero. He's less of a villain. He's less of a straight-up villain.
Yeah.
But you've got Venom pretty much was a villain, and then he just became so popular they kind of tried to make him an anti-hero.
Yeah, that last trailer kind of made him funny.
Well, that's because they followed the Agent Venom more than the actual main Venom stories that they used to have.
Yeah.
Which I think with what's his name, Tom Hardy, I think that worked perfectly.
It did, and
Tom Hardy, yes.
Yeah, since we didn't have a Spider-Man, wearing Venom as a costume, since we never had that storyline in the MCU, there's no real good connection there. It's like, why are they going to connect? You talked about earlier, how are they going to start making these crossovers? Well, that's a great question, but where are you going to cross them over? Because right now they don't look the same, they don't feel the same. But I don't know. This new Carnage movie is feeling a whole lot more MCU-ish.
Yeah,
looking at the trailer than any of the other stuff I've seen from Sony.
They're taking, unless it's just more of a lure them in with they had a couple scenes that intrigued me. The humor that was in it, which was nothing like the first Venom trailers when it first came out. It's totally graphic and horror involved in that. So I'm curious too. And it even had a kind of a, what I'm talking about, doing film, Ricky, doing some videography. Sometimes you can tell just by in the video grain or the color what they're going for. And it seemed like it was a little different in the videography than it was in the beginning. You would know that better than I am, but it
feels a little lighter. It feels a little brighter. It feels a little more MCU-ish. And I think they're doing that on purpose because they want to cross over more. They figured out, hey, you know what? If we're going to have to work with Marvel, and if we work with Marvel, we make more money, so we might as well do it.
Well, I think Tom Holland is a good actor, and I think he could actually I think with Tony Stark out of the picture, I think it's time for Tom Holland to grow up as Spider-Man, and I think I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I can see where he can become a little more serious. Maybe still keep some of his humor, but he's in a more serious situation where he's dealing with some more powerful characters in his own universe that he has to deal with, like Venom and I'm not going to say Kevin the Hunter, but anyway,
Craven,
yes, Craven Underwood, whatever. But so
I think the thing, if Tom Holland starts aging out of Peter Parker, and it gets to be so obvious that he is too old he looks too old to play this role anymore. What Sony needs to do is hire him to be the second person, and bring in a young Miles Morales and pass the torch. Have Tom Holland, have Tom Holland pass the torch to a Miles Morales Spider-Man, and let him, be the new Spider-Man, and I don't know what we do after that, but.
So Todd, it sounds like that's kind of direction you would like to see.
Yeah, it seems like even MCU that we're starting to see a push towards the children of the heroes.
Yes,
a new generation. So it would seem logical to me that if we're going to have the older Batman mentoring the younger Batman, we'd have the same thing with Miles Morales and Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a good point, because it seems like there's this passing of the torch, and it makes sense, because a lot of these original actors, they're stepping down to do other things, and they were the original, Avengers, or the or the Spider-Man, so that makes sense.
And we've got, there is a good number of young Avenger characters that they've already introduced, and they could easily start bringing them in one by one or en masse. They've been introduced in some way, shape, or form, and it would be real simple to start making that as that's where our focus is going to be. And if that's where your focus is going to be, let's bring in a Miles Morales as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested to see how strong the relationship between Sony's Marvel, and properties and Disney are really together. It sounds like both Feige and whoever his name is, I'm not going to say his name again, but anyway, between the two, have actually, they sound like they like each other. They seem like they have some kind of a I don't know if they have a plan, but I think they want to work together. I think, I don't think they're two corporations. Come on, their idea of making more money than the other person. But as far as Marvel goes, there's a symbiotic relationship. So anyway, relationship there.
See what you did there.
I know I did a little Venom humor, but
wait, I missed it. What?
Huh? Go back to sleep. But anyway, no. But anyway, my thing is, do you think? Well, I was getting ready to say, they Disney and Sony, they have an agreement to put some of the Sony Marvel properties on Disney Plus.
Yes.
And so that's, to me, that says something. It says it says too that Sony, their entire streaming platform fell apart. But
there is that.
But I think it's good for Sony because their properties are out there. People will go to Disney for the Marvel, and of course, and basically Disney Plus is kind of being a little bit of a Netflix, where they're bringing in some properties from the outside, which I think is a good thing. But some of these properties that Sony has, I can see with some of the properties like Fox with Deadpool, they'll have to go over Hulu. I can't see them being on Disney Plus.
Absolutely. It makes sense for the the Kraven the Hunter, for these darker movies, the Morbius, the Venom movies, to be on Hulu.
Yeah. So I don't know. Any comments out there? Directions that you think that might Sony and Marvel may do together, or do you think Sony may take their toys and go home?
I think they were already playing I'm going to take my toys and go home with the original dispute with Tom Holland and Spider-Man. And I think they've just finally came to the conclusion that we got to play ball if we're going to make any money.
Yeah. I totally agree. I think it's beneficial that they work together, because I do think they can very much invest in one another and both come out with some popular franchises. And it's really interesting because this is really the first time I've seen, and you know, Ricky, you may have seen something different, but this is the first time I've seen two companies working together, at least in this, as close as they are in the sense of what they're doing. I mean, I don't know any other
on a project this big. It's super rare. It's super rare.
I think Jake is right too. Sony would be foolish not to get in on this masterful story arc that they did with the Avengers. If you look at all the material that's available in the comic book lines, of all the times that there's been crossovers and they're fighting new villains, and like for instance, right now I'm reading King in Black, which is the king of the symbiotes from Venom, and everybody's fighting him. And I just think Sony is, like Jason said, they're wising up. You know, if they can get in on this, they could really profit from it.
I totally agree. You know, as long as Sony, you know, because Sony has a bad habit of being controlled overseas, and a lot of the decisions over there. I think as long as Sony will let their Western branch, you understand, you know, what the fans want here in North America and in this part, I think if they allow them that freedom to make these type of, and which apparently they are making these kind of relationships, like with Marvel, I mean, like with Disney, and then there's going to be a whole lot of success. I think for the longest time in the past with Sony is that they try so hard, you know, I don't know how many times they reboot a series, you know, over and over again, and they can never get it right. And finally now, I mean, I think a lot of it too at one time, you know, think of it in a corporation. Sony to the top is in Japan, and that's and nothing against that, but there's a whole different thought process when it comes to these type of agreements and arrangements. And so I think Sony is doing an awesome job of letting their regions and territories making some good decisions in their areas. And so as long as Sony continues that, not only in the film industry, but gaming industry and everything else, I think, because Sony has their hand in everything, I think they'll come out ahead. But especially what we're talking about now, you know, like Jason said, like you said, Todd, it'd be foolish that Sony would not, you know, I mean, it's a gift. They've got a gift. And if they can work with Marvel, they will have, you know, they'll have a stunning portfolio of heroes that's well established, and that they can continue on their own, you know, by themselves independently from Marvel, but still working with them in conjunction of the universe that they have.
Yeah, and if they, honestly, if they don't, if they decided, hey, we're just going to take our toys and run, if they for some reason aren't successful, they're going to end up having to sell it back to Marvel.
Well, nothing. I have no issue with that. But
I don't either. But you know, the longer they can keep it, the longer they can make money on it. But if they're not making money on it, they're going to have to ditch it.
But I do like the darker tone that Sony is going with. It gives it a different feel, and it's more of a fright. I want to, well, kind of on a horror side, a Marvel side of
a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, like Morbius. You know, that's going to be interesting. So, I mean, because it's literally a vampire horror type of deal.
Yeah.
To a point. But I mean, I kind of like seeing a darker side of Marvel. That's why I would love to see the Punisher come back. Can't remember the guys. What's that?
For sure, and use the guy that they used on Netflix.
Totally agree. That's exactly where I was going to go with.
That would be great.
I mean, I'm you know, you hear some of that buzz. Of course, you know, you get it from websites like, "Oh, we got you covered." But you know, I'm waiting for Variety to say something, or you know, or IGN or somebody like that who who actually, looks up the resources, or if they have any information, they say, okay, this is rumored, and not fact. So,
and Punisher is an interesting character because at times he was closely tied with Spider-Man in the comics. Yeah. So, is he a Spider-Man villain that's tied up into the Spider-Man contract? Or is he just a straight-up Marvel anti-hero that can be used anywhere?
Remind me, I don't know why I'm thinking this. Was the Punisher, as far as a movie go, because I know they did another Punisher a while back, a movie, was that a Fox property at the time, or was it always I don't
remember.
Studios? Yeah, because I don't think it was. I know it wasn't Sony, or at least I don't think it's Sony. But I'm curious with that, who actually has that property.
Let's see,
because I don't know and
Lionsgate. Yeah,
which is Lionsgate
Marvel Entertainment.
But is Lionsgate a offshoot of Disney, where they used to, some of the stuff they weren't able to, kind of like what they do with Hulu? Or am I thinking of someone else?
I think you're thinking of a different group.
Yeah, because we had this conversation before.
Yeah, it gets so confusing. No, Lionsgate appears to be its own thing.
Own entity. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, Marvel says, "Hey, do something with this," and that's probably what they did.
Yeah. It looks like.
But I think I missed the Netflix shows, and I know we talked about the whole Feige and whoever the hatred between Feige and the guy who was over Marvel Television, who Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that. They did not like each other, but I hated that shows like the Netflix Marvel series I kind of felt like they were, kind of the child in the middle of the divorce case,
Yeah.
And because you had so many great characters, you had the Punisher. I loved Luke Cage. Man, it was so deep. I loved Luke Cage, and it stopped on a cliffhanger. Iron Fist Kid, he can go away. That was Danny. I was like, me and my wife would laugh, and he would say something like, you would crack a fortune cookie and say, "Big man, he fall when little man falls on him." Some crap like that. I don't know, but yeah, exactly. And so we always, every time my wife saw, him, he'd go, "Wee." This is my wife doing that, okay? So I couldn't stand the character. I mean, I like the idea, but they just got the wrong guy for it. But Jessica Jones, I was surprised how much I liked that. I mean, talk about the dark side, and that's what they did. Marvel put their darker stuff on Netflix. And man, and they kept the continuity of, they would refer to the Battle of New York, because they were all defenders of Hell's Kitchen. So I don't know why they don't want to keep that going, because I would totally pay money to see that. If not in the movies, at least bring it back to a television series, because think about it. I mean, that's just more revenue for Disney Plus, and they already have a mechanism in place. Unless, Ricky, did we talk about this? Does Netflix, did they have kind of an ownership on that, even though it was a Marvel property? We talked about something a while back on that.
They did. I actually just checked, and everything I'm reading says that at least some of the characters, at least the Punisher and Jessica Jones, have already reverted back to Marvel. So I'm not sure about the other characters.
Yeah, I love Luke Cage. Daredevil was, I like Daredevil, but if I had to pick, man, Punisher would be right up there for me.
Oh yeah,
and I think the guy who played him, and I can't remember the actor's name, he played in The Walking Dead, so good in it. It's so good.
John Bernthal.
Yeah, awesome actor, great in it. It's one of those movies I could sit down and watch again, because he just fights. This side of him that he doesn't care and he'll just break who's ever in his way. And there's that little bit of compassion that flares up sometimes. There's like this fight between the two. And I think that's a great story.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Todd.
This just occurred to me. Is the actress that plays Ahsoka, wasn't she like a medic in all of the Netflix stuff?
Yeah.
She was like in every one of them at some point.
She was a nurse. She was kind of, you're right. Yeah, exactly. She was a nurse. I mean, I think we saw her first on Daredevil because because she was cleaning up him all the time, I mean, it was hilarious on that.
Was Rosario Dawson playing Night Nurse?
Well, yeah, basically, I guess so. I mean, and then of course with Luke Cage,
unnamed Marvel character Night Nurse appears in. Wait, or is Night Nurse DC? Night Nurse is Marvel, right?
Let's goggle that, my friends.
We need Terrence.
We do need Terrence.
Where's Terrence?
Him. I don't know. He's probably doing his job or something.
Night Nurse is Marvel. It is Marvel.
Yeah, I just found that too.
But one thing about and I can't remember her character's name, but doesn't she seem like she gets in a lot of relationships with each of the Marvel characters? I mean, I think Luke Cage was probably one of the closest that they had a relationship with, if I'm not mistaken, getting close to the end. But
I seem to recall her getting involved with Daredevil.
Yeah, exactly. So there's this thing that she gets involved with, but anyway, almost like the Nightingale effect, But yeah, she's awesome. She did a great job, and I know we're talking about Marvel, but man, I can't wait for the Ahsoka Tano series to come out. But but on that note, she was great in that, and I don't know. Right now a lot of those actors kind of gone off and kind of doing their own thing, but they really weren't A-listers. So a lot of them I could see, we'll come on and do that. We'll do it again, because I don't, except for Rosario Dawson, I can't think of any other actor that it's in the middle of doing any type of big production. I mean, I don't know. Do you know with some of these folks like Jessica Jones? I can't remember her character's name. I know I've seen her before on some other stuff, but I don't know if she's doing anything right now. But I would really like to see them come back and become the Defenders. Not even actually being the Defenders, just come back and do their own series is all I care about. Because the Defenders was like, okay, that was fine. It just didn't gel well when they became the Defenders. It just didn't feel right. Even though I know that's what it was supposed to be, we didn't all get along, blah, blah, blah. Then we come together when it finally comes, when it counted. But I preferred it to be just a single story arc for each person in that universe. And maybe it might bring... Go ahead.
Kristen Ritter's currently in post-production for something called Night Books.
Huh.
So,
I wonder what... Huh. That's interesting.
I know nothing about it other than it's got a nice cover art.
Well, I
mean, my big...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We were talking earlier about the Punisher and Spider-Man coming together, and it was something I thought of. It the actor that played the Punisher on Netflix and Tom Holland have both been in a movie together recently called Pilgrimage.
Oh, that's right.
And
I knew Tom was in it, but I didn't realize.
To pull it off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if you get a chance to watch it, it's pretty good.
Is that the one that we were talking about, Ricky? The one that he did recently? We weren't for sure about it first.
Probably,
is that the one? He was Daisy. Was she? Is that the one with Daisy Ridley in it? Also, from
what was it called?
Pilgrimage.
No, Uncharted. I think it's the one with Daisy Riddler.
Yeah.
Is it Uncharted?
I know he's doing Uncharted, but I think Daisy Riddler and him are doing something totally different. It's almost like a Hunger Games kind of feel to me for some reason.
I don't know. There were so many Tom Holland things all of a sudden that we realized because he apparently had produced a bunch of stuff before it was a bunch of things that happened before the pandemic, and then all of a sudden they were like, hey, we got to release these because we're just sitting on this stuff, and it's Tom Holland and he's super hot right now. So
well, as far as I'm concerned, Indy's in the toilet. I like the conversation we're having right now. My question to each one of you, what is coming up that's on your radars and that you're really psyched about, and like me, sometimes I know there's something coming that I'm really excited about, and I just kind of cross my fingers that it's good. It's not, it's not just a lot of hype.
Carnage,
yeah. Carnage.
I'm a symbiote fan like crazy, so Carnage.
And it doesn't have to be Marvel. Anything that's on your horizon that you're going, man, I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope it is good as what they're talking about. And anything on the horizon for you that you're really kind of on your radar?
Well, I was thinking about when you mentioned Morbius, and I thought it sounded a little bit similar to me. For someone that's not completely au fait with the comics, but more so familiar with the films, sounded similar to Blade, which I was excited about the thing coming up, but I don't know if that's still in the works or not.
Last I heard, it's still in the works, and we have an actor for it, but I don't know if they have a director. I don't think they had a script the last time I looked, but it was still in the works, and at least they had a main actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. Yeah.
Aside from that, looking forward to No Time to Die. I thought it was interesting. I think it was today or yesterday or the past few days.
The new 007.
Yeah.
Yeah,
John Logan's been saying it's maybe not a great idea for Amazon to have bought over MGM because of how much studio impact that may have on the film franchise.
Yeah,
and the possibility of them making a TV show out of Bond again.
Dan, what's your thought behind that? Because I was kind of surprised when I heard about Amazon acquiring the James Bond franchise. I mean, I know there's been some talk about the next James Bond, and there've been some names popping up, but nothing, as far as I know, nothing has actually stick yet. But any thoughts about why Amazon has picked this up, except maybe doing some series of their own? Or any of your thoughts about that?
Well, it's a hugely money-making franchise, isn't it? Yeah. But I think I was thinking the cinema chains, at least here in the UK, have been all hoping to be able to release No Time to Die and putting their cards on it or whatever. Yeah. So when the bought over was announced, I think there was a lot of people that were like, is it going to be just released through Amazon Prime, or will it still have a theatrical release? So I think it's a good idea, and apparently it seems to be sort of influenced by the makers of the film as well, that they still have a cinema release for it.
Yeah, that's good. I think that was my concern too, because when I hear Amazon, I hear Amazon Prime, and of course I'm not a big fan of a lot of their stuff. I'm just not a big fan of their original stuff. Maybe a couple of it's pretty good. I like the Jack Ryan stuff. I thought that's pretty good. But I'm concerned when someone like Amazon, who has their hands into everything, takes an IP that I love, James Bond, and really, I do think, especially in the UK, I think there's of course you know this better than me, but there's almost this, the character, it's an embodiment of a culture and the people, and there's a mindset where Bezos, first person comes in my mind, leaves James Bond alone. Bezos, okay, Go do with your own crap. So,
well, I don't know, Mike. You know, if Amazon can deliver on the movie the way they deliver packages, I think we've got it made.
Well, the other thing to think,
yeah.
And the other thing to think about here is they purchased MGM, which is a lot bigger than. I mean, James Bond is probably the biggest thing they have there, but along with that comes some weird, odd things that they could totally play into. Like they would now own the Addams Family franchise. They own apparently the Clash of the Titans film series. What is MGM?
Rambo.
Let's see. Rocky.
Rambo.
Yeah.
Rocky series. Somehow The Hobbit falls into there, but not the Lord of the Rings. So that one's kind of a weird little.
Yeah.
And Stargate. So if you're a Stargate fan, that could be a thing. Now that really could be a thing. Stargate could launch again on Amazon easily as a show.
Yeah. Bring MacGyver back.
Yep.
on Stargate.
And
Richard
apparently
Dean Anderson. So yeah.
Apparently, it also
did so many spin-offs for Stargate.
Oh, I know it is. It's amazing. Yeah, I didn't realize how many they've done on that. Atlantis and Universe and all these other ones. Yeah. So
apparently, they also MGM also owned G.I. Joe film rights.
Oh, okay.
So that's another, because we've got the Snake Eyes movie coming out. If you're into that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, I mean, it's the same time when Marvel's going to come out. I forget the name of the other film that I'm looking forward to that I can't remember, of course.
Not Black Widow.
No.
Oh,
Black Widow I look forward
Shang-Chi.
to. Yes,
Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi.
So
I hope Shang-Chi is good. I hope it's successful. The trailer makes it look really good.
Yeah.
It's still not quite the Mandarin I was hoping for, but it's a better Mandarin than they gave us the last time.
It has a little bit of that Crouching Tiger kind of feel to it a little bit.
Yes.
That kind of blend in there, which I like.
Definitely, if you haven't seen the live action Mulan, it definitely gives me that Mulan feel as like if Mulan was in the Marvel universe.
Without Eddie Murphy.
Without Eddie Murphy, yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure. Okay.
Well, the movie I'm looking out for is Multiverse of Terror.
The Doctor Strange movie.
Because of what I think it's going to launch. I think that's going to be the big step off for Phase 4.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
any predictions on any predictions on the spinoff? What you kind of see might be coming up? I mean, wrong or right? I'm just curious.
No, I'm just excited to see what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
I think my next big excitement is I'm excited about What If. As weird a show as that will probably be, I always loved the What If comic books.
Yeah.
I just realized. Do I sound better now?
Yeah, you sound good to me.
Yeah.
Do I sound much better? Sorry.
Yeah, there's not this buzz in the background. I was wondering what that was.
Well, it was because I was on the wrong microphone, and I just realized.
I kept thinking,
I thought
now that the show is about to end.
Okay, yeah, because I started, I heard my stomach, and I thought, well, that's not me. So.
No, I'm excited about What If. I always loved the comics, so I hope it's going to be good. Please, 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 Marvel, don't give us another MODOK.
Oh my goodness, that's a different show. That's a different show.
Has everybody watched MODOK?
I couldn't even get through the first one.
I have not.
Okay. Me and Todd talked about it, and we couldn't. Yeah,
I can't do it.
Yeah, it's so bad.
That'd be a great topic for next time. Yeah.
Now I feel a challenge. I'm gonna have to watch the entire thing.
Yeah. Well, good luck, buddy.
I slogged through all 10 episodes.
We almost did. We want to do a segment.
Now, it's a slog.
Yeah.
Me and we thought about doing a segment. I watched it, so you don't have to. And And that was one of them that was going to be on our list.
That was the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, because he asked me had I seen it. Yeah, go ahead.
So here's the big spoiler. I'm going to give you one spoiler. That's not really a spoiler. It has a cliffhanger ending. And they have not greenlit the second season.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So just be aware. So if you like closure, if you enjoy closure, stop at episode 9 and just pretend like episode 10 didn't exist.
Exactly.
Isn't that kind of like how Heroes ended?
Yeah, that kind of is actually.
I left it hanging. That's
pretty much so. Yeah.
That's
which I can't stand.
But Heroes got killed by the writer's strike, honestly. So it was kind of one of those. I'd already fizzled out by the time it had ended.
Sometimes I don't mind to let things, happen in your imagination, but then sometimes I say, "No, man, give me some more information, man. I spent an entire year following this. Come on, give me some type of closure."
Yeah, that's the way I felt at the end.
I don't want this deep. I don't want this deep philosophical, meditate going. Oh, let me know. Okay, I'm stupid, man. Let me know what happened. So, yeah, but. Man, I tell you what, an accident turned into a good thing tonight.
Yep.
Our failure in the beginning has turned out to be, I think, one of our best shows. Having everybody on, thanks to Cox Cable in Oklahoma City. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cox Cable.
Our internet service provider.
To read that for the day, for sure.
Our internet service provider over in close to the North Command, where Ricky's at right now. Which I'm amazed that South Command has a better internet connection than North Command. Who would have thunked it?
Yeah.
So anyway, I want to do this again soon, gentlemen. If you're good for that, we have come on and do this group. It's funny because everybody's on, so that's why our numbers are low. That's why we got 2 people, because all the people are on the show, which is awesome.
Hey, my agent told me there would be refreshments.
Yes. Do you know where your kitchen is at? Do you know where your kitchen is at?
Open the refrigerator.
I've heard there's some good stuff. I heard that you have someone that takes really good care of you.
I do. Yes.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Now we can
Could
get
I ask a quick question?
Yeah. Yes, sir. We don't have.
I was wondering when the Loki TV series will be out. Isn't that like the next thing for Marvel?
That's next
the
week.
9th. Yes, next week.
That's
the
next
9th.
week.
And we are not going to be here for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna.
So we're gonna take it. Mike's taking a little vacation. He's
lazy
gonna go
bum
somewhere.
I know. I'm going somewhere. Exactly. Leave my
Legos
Legos alone.
Somewhere.
Leave my Legos alone, Jason Hamilton.
Why?
Yeah. Don't advertise my address. I know you know where I live.
Of course, I wouldn't advertise your address, because then other people will be coming to get
you
your
would
Legos.
have to compete for
I'd
the
have
Legos.
competition.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
But yeah, we're looking at we'll be able to see episode 1, episode 2 of Loki, and then maybe we can get back together, and if you guys are up to it, I think we have a great show. We want to talk about it. I'm all good for that. So and Dan, we talked about. It's funny because we talked about, me and Dan was talking about. Yeah, I love you on the show. We're trying to. I try to act like we plan 4 weeks in ahead, and we'll try to get you in. And it's like, no, screw it. Come on, this
door's open.
Who cares? Because really, we've already proved that we are not a well-oiled machine. So yes, so. So I was glad that you were able to come on, Dan, and everyone else, because that was priceless. I mean, and it was fun. We all had fun watching Ricky come on, go off. It was entertaining. I know that Ricky enjoyed it on his end.
Yes, I absolutely loved it. It was the best thing that has happened to me all week.
I'll be honest, I got kind of lucky today. I was doing some maintenance on my 3D printer here, and usually I'm watching you like on my phone or someplace else, out shopping or something like that, and my wife's like, just
don't lie to us.
Phone.
You're usually on the toilet.
Yes,
No, that's
true.
where it starts.
Yeah,
Move from
that's
there.
that's how this show starts too. We start on the toilet and we move on to the plunger. So
I wonder how many of your fans actually watch you on the toilet.
I don't want to know.
well, I mean,
I don't want to know.
I try to convince the podcast wife to let me have my GoPro when I go get it, but she said no. So anyway, so we won't.
For good reason.
That's a no pro GoPro. So I think we got a good hour and 25 minutes in, which is awesome because we can probably go all night. But unfortunately I have to do something tomorrow that pays the bills, which I wish this was paying the bills. But this is really exciting, and it's kind of I really enjoy this format, so I want to do it again if you guys are all good with it. And Dan, I had an opportunity to work with Dan on an audio podcast, which I appreciate that very much, and I really like to see the community. Yeah, I love seeing the community of podcasters supporting each other and helping others, getting known, and just, because I think that's how the community is going to get to know one another. And especially if podcasts, you have the same genre and you have the same fit, like we kind of have a nerdy community of resources and entertainment. So I had a good time with Dan. So thank you for having me.
Well, thanks very much for coming on. It was great, and certainly enjoyed the show tonight. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we definitely, and
great.
We prove that we don't need any preparation to have people come on. I'm learning more and more that, because I used to like prep, and I prep to the point. Me and Todd would talk about this, and I would prep to the point where it was almost like paralyzing. And it seems like more and more we do not prep, which we're good at, the better the show. So anyway, we're rolling with that. So, but what do you think, Ricky? You think we extended ourselves this evening?
I think we're probably done. You want me to try to hit this button and see if it works this time?
Yeah, if it blows up. First of all, thank you guys for jumping in and saving our skin. Anybody else is watching right now and still hanging on with us in the Life Preservers, thank you. Remember, the next 2 Wednesdays we will not be broadcasting, but we will be back. I believe. Do you have that date, Mr. Ricky?
19th, 16th, something like that.
Yeah. So just
we should be
23rd.
We won't be here the 9th. We won't be here the 16th. The 23rd. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. So we'll be back on June 23rd. It's Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and whenever our good friend Dan, what time is it over in your parts of the world, sir?
Like 2:30 a.m.
Oh man,
you win.
We're not worthy. We are not worthy.
You're a brave man.
You are.
I used to do that when I was younger. Now, not so much.
Hey man. Hey,
I'm already yawning, and it's like 8:30 here.
Oh, we have some viewers from Ireland and from England, one from New Zealand, and it's like, man, thank you. We love y'all. I mean, it's like, thank you so much. I mean,
well, it's a great show, so it makes sense.
Well, I appreciate that. We proved that tonight with our well-oiled machine of broadcasting.
Hey, I will say this: the show must go on. It doesn't matter what we will. As epically failed as it is sometimes, we still manage to get a show off.
I think that would have been a better title for us, Epically Failed, but that's an epic fail. But I think someone else has that, so we're going Speaky Nerdy. So
all right, well, let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Thank you, guys. Good night.
This has been the Speaking Nerdy podcast with your host, Mr. Mike Shelley.
And my good friend who actually remembered the title of the show, Mr. Ricky Poe. Well, that was yay! High five! Oh my goodness! Thank you so much. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, we're always still live.
Yeah,
we always run that, and then we do something stupid. At this point,
which
we usually discuss how bad the show went, and we make fun of it.
Does that awkward silence?
And then at some point, I click the